Stop. Don't scroll past this. You are not meant to miss these words, and something inside you already knows that. This moment is not random. It is not accidental, and it is not just another video passing through your day. You were led here, right now, at this exact time, because there is something about your life that you need to hear before it's too late. This is for you. The one who hath been feeling a quiet shift deep within. The one who can't quite explain why things feel different lately, like something unseen is moving pieces behind the scenes. You've tried to ignore it, to distract yourself, to convince yourself it's nothing, but it keeps coming back, doesn't it? That feeling that something is about to change, something important, something that involves you in a way you didn't expect. You may not realize it yet, but there has been a message forming around your life, circling you, waiting for the exact moment when you would finally be still enough to receive it. And right now you are. That restlessness you've been feeling, that subtle discomfort you can't shake, that sense that where you are is no longer where you're meant to stay. It's not confusion. It's not anxiety without purpose. It's a signal. And you are not here by coincidence to hear this. You were guided here because you are ready to see what you couldn't see before. This message is not for everyone. It is specifically for the one who has been asking silent questions, the one who has been searching without even knowing what they're searching for. It's for the one who has felt overlooked, delayed, or even forgotten at times, wondering why life hasn't unfolded the way it was supposed to. And if that's you, then you need to understand something very carefully. What you're about to hear is going to shift how you see your past, your present, and what is coming next. But don't rush ahead. Don't assume you already know what this is about. Because the truth is, there is something you've been missing, something hidden in plain sight, that has been influencing everything around you. And until you see it clearly, things will continue to feel uncertain, incomplete, and out of alignment. That's why you had to stop here. That's why this moment matters more than you think. Stay with me, because in the next part, you're going to recognize pieces of your own life in a way that might feel uncomfortable but also undeniable. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. You've been tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. There are moments when everything looks fine on the outside, but inside, your thoughts are loud, restless, and heavy. You go through your day, doing what needs to be done, showing up for people, handling responsibilities, but deep down, something feels off. Like you're present, but not fully alive. Like you're moving, but not really progressing. And you haven't told many people about this, have you? Because it's hard to explain a feeling you don't fully understand yourself. There have been nights where you lay awake, staring into nothing, replaying decisions, wondering if you took a wrong turn somewhere. You question whether you're behind, whether you missed an opportunity that was meant for you, whether you're running out of time to become who you were supposed to be. And during those quiet moments, when everything else fades, the questions get louder. Why does it feel like others are moving forward while you're stuck in place? Why do doors seem to close just when you think you're getting close? Why does it feel like you're trying so hard, but something invisible keeps holding you back? And then there's that internal conflict you don't talk about. The part of you that wants change, that craves something more, that knows you were made for more than what you're currently experiencing. But right next to it is another voice. The one that hesitates, that doubts, that tells you to stay where it's familiar, even if it's uncomfortable. You feel pulled in two directions at once. One side of you is ready to step forward, to break out, to finally move into something greater, and the other side keeps you frozen, questioning, overthinking every possibility until you do nothing at all. You've tried to silence this tension. You've distracted yourself, told yourself it's just a phase, convinced yourself that maybe this is just how life is supposed to feel. But it keeps coming back. That quiet nudge, that persistent feeling that something isn't aligned, that you're not where you're meant to be, not fully. And the more you ignore it, the heavier it becomes. What makes it harder is that you've been strong for so long. You've carried things without complaining, handled situations without falling apart, kept going even when you didn't feel like it. But strength can be exhausting when you don't understand why you're fighting in the first place. And lately, it feels like you've been fighting something you can't even see. But what if that feeling isn't there to confuse you? What if it's not a sign that something is wrong, but a signal that something is trying to change? Because what you're experiencing right now is not random. It's connected to something deeper, and in the next part, you're going to begin to see why everything has been unfolding the way it has. Listen carefully, because this is where everything begins to intensify. What you've been feeling is not just emotion, it's movement. Something has already started shifting in your life, quietly, beneath the surface, in ways you may not have fully recognized yet. Those delays that frustrated you, those sudden changes you didn't ask for, those moments where everything seemed to fall apart without warning, they were not random disruptions. They were signals. And not only that, they were interventions. You thought you were being blocked, but in reality, you were being redirected. You thought you were losing time, but something was actually preserving you from stepping into the wrong timing. And right now, there is something unfolding around you that requires your attention more than ever before. Because if you continue to brush this off, if you keep telling yourself that it's nothing, that it can wait, that you'll figure it out later, you risk staying in a cycle that was never meant to hold you this long. There is a reason this message is reaching you now. Not yesterday, not weeks ago, now. Because something about your current position, your current mindset, your current situation has brought you to a point where a decision is forming. You may not even realize it yet, but you're standing at a quiet crossroads. One path keeps you exactly where you've been, comfortable in familiarity, but slowly draining your purpose. The other path requires attention, awareness, and the courage to see what's been hidden. And here's what you need to understand. Ignoring this moment has consequences. Not in a way meant to scare you, but in a way that reveals truth. Because every time you ignore what you feel deep inside, every time you silence that inner pull, you move further away from alignment. And the longer you stay disconnected from what is trying to reach you, the more everything around you will start to feel heavier, more confusing, more out of place. That's why you cannot leave this message unfinished. Not now. Not when you've already come this far. Because what's about to be revealed next will connect everything. The confusion, the delays, the pressure, the feeling that something hasn't been right. It will show you that there has been a pattern all along, one that you couldn't see before because you weren't meant to see it until this exact moment. So stay with this. Don't rush ahead, and don't pull away. Because in the next part, what once felt like setbacks will begin to make sense in a way that changes how you see your entire life. And once you understand it, you'll realize that nothing you've gone through was ever without purpose. Now listen closely, because this is where clarity begins to replace confusion. What you have been calling setbacks were never meant to stop you. They were designed to shape you. Every delay, every closed door, every moment where things didn't work out the way you planned it wasn't rejection. It was protection. Protection from paths that would have drained you, from outcomes that would have broken you, from situations you were not meant to carry into your future. You were never being punished. You were being positioned. The silence you felt, those seasons where nothing seemed to move, where your prayers felt unanswered and your efforts unnoticed, that wasn't abandonment. It was preparation. There were things within you that needed to grow in the quiet, things that could not develop in noise or distraction. Strength, discernment, patience, these were being built in you layer by layer, even when it felt like nothing was happening at all. And now you're beginning to see it differently, aren't you? The moments that once confused you are starting to connect. The pain you questioned is starting to reveal its purpose. You're realizing that if certain things had worked out when you wanted them to, you wouldn't be who you are right now. You wouldn't see what you can now see. You wouldn't carry the awareness that is forming inside you at this very moment. This is the shift. You are no longer the person who wonders, why is this happening to me? You are becoming the person who understands this is happening for me. And that changes everything. Because when your perspective shifts, your direction shifts with it. You stop chasing what was never meant for you, and you start aligning with what has been waiting for you. Your life is not behind, is unfolding. You are not lost. You are being led, and the version of you that is emerging now is different. More aware, more grounded, less desperate for validation, less shaken by delays. You're starting to trust what you feel deep inside, instead of constantly doubting it. You're beginning to recognize that not every opportunity is meant to be taken, and not every door is meant to be opened. Some things were meant to pass you by so that what truly belongs to you can find you at the right time. This is where your identity begins to change. You are no longer someone waiting for life to make sense. You are someone who sees meaning even in the uncertainty. You are someone who understands that timing is not working against you. It is working for you in ways you couldn't have understood before. And now, as this awareness settles within you, something else begins to rise. Clarity. A quiet confidence. A knowing that you are stepping into a season where things will begin to align, not because everything suddenly becomes easy, but because you are finally in position to receive what has been prepared for you all along. Hold on to this, because in the final part, you will understand exactly why this message had to find you and what you are meant to do next. This is why you had to stop. This is why you couldn't just scroll past and move on like everything else. You were meant to hear this, because something inside you is ready now in a way it wasn't before. The confusion, the waiting, the questions, they brought you to this exact moment of clarity. And now you understand your life has never been random. You have been guided, even when you couldn't see it. You have been protected, even when it felt like things were falling apart. And right now, you are being called to respond, not later, not someday, but now. So don't ignore this. Acknowledge it. If this message spoke to you, if something deep inside you felt seen, then declare it. Comment, I receive it, as a sign that you are no longer resisting what is being revealed to you. People like you don't dismiss moments like this. People like you recognize when something bigger is reaching for them. And this is your moment to align with it. This is your moment to step forward, not with fear, but with understanding. You stopped here for a reason, and now you know why. And as this truth settles into your spirit, understand this: what hath been planted in you is not meant to stay hidden. It is meant to reach others who are still searching, still waiting, still feeling what you once felt. When you choose to give, you are not just offering something small. You are sowing seeds into lives that are ready for transformation. Just as it is written, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not just a verse. It is a living promise speaking over you right now. And I see your heart in this moment. I see the desire within you to be part of something greater than yourself. This is your invitation. When you give through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description, you are helping this message travel further than you can see. You are allowing light to reach someone sitting in darkness, someone who is one message away from change. The link is already there for you, even the QR code placed before you. It's not there by accident. It's there because this is your moment to act. Do not hesitate. What you release now will return to you in ways you cannot yet imagine. This is a seed, and seeds always carry a harvest. As you give, may doors open for you that no one can shut. May clarity increase in your life. May the same message that found you begin to multiply through you. So act now. Step into this moment fully. Give, and become part of what is being done through you.